Hi everybody, happy Monday. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Today for reading, boys and girls, we are going to be learning to tune into interesting words. Okay, we started tuning into interesting words last week and we're going to continue doing that today. Now it's important to tune into interesting words because it helps us to pay attention to what an author does or a writer does to make a story or a text more interesting. Okay, now remember, interesting words are words that grab our attention. They catch our attention, okay? So today we're going to read through The Ugly Duckling, okay? And while we're reading, we're going to be focusing on the interesting words we come across and making sure we understand what these words mean. That's what we're focusing on today, what these words mean, okay? Now, remember, words can be interesting because they might be wow words, words that the author or the writer uses to make their text more interesting. They might be interesting words because they're adjectives that are being used to give us more information. Or they might be interesting words because maybe they're words that we don't hear very often. Maybe they're words that we haven't heard before at all, okay? So today I'm going to read through The Ugly Duckling. And while I'm reading, I'm going to write down the interesting words and what I think these words mean, okay? If you can see the words, please read along with me. All right. The Ugly Duckling. One day, 6 fluffy yellow ducklings hatched from their eggs. Mother Duck was very happy. Cheep, cheep, the ducklings called to their mother. There was one big egg left in the nest. Now I'm just going to stop there for a moment and I'm going to write down the word fluffy on the board, okay? Now, the reason I'm writing this word down is because I know the author has used this word to give us more information about something, okay? I'm going to read that sentence one more time and I want you to think about what kind of word it is. One day, 6 fluffy yellow ducklings hatched from their eggs. So the word fluffy is giving us more information about the ducklings, okay? Which means the author is describing the ducklings, okay? So fluffy is an adjective, all right? Now I know that fluffy is something that is soft, okay? And I also understand that fluffy is something that might be furry, okay? So I've written down some words that show my understanding of the word fluffy. I could even draw a picture if I wanted to. All right, let's keep reading and see what other interesting words we come across. At last, the big egg cracked open. Out popped a funny grey duckling with big black feet and big black beak. The other ducks crowded around to look with Mother Duck. It does not look like a duckling, they said. Now, I find the word crowded very interesting. You might find this word interesting because maybe it's a word you haven't heard before, okay? Or maybe it's a word we don't hear very often, okay? Crowded. I wonder if you can think about what the word crowded means. What might crowded mean? I'm just going to use the pictures to help me think about what it could mean, and then I'm going to think about where I've heard this word and when someone would use the word crowded. I can see that the ducks are very close together, okay? And when I think about what I already know about the word crowded, I know that crowded means that there is not much room. Okay? I know that crowded means people or things are very close or close together. Okay? So I've written down some things that show my understanding of the word crowded. Okay? That was another interesting word that I came across. Let's see if we can find any others. Mother Duck gathered up her fluffy yellow ducklings and her funny grey ducklings. "Follow me," she said. She led them through the farmyard. All the animals stopped to stare at the funny grey duckling. The animals made fun of him. Now, there are a couple words on page 12 that I find interesting. One of them is gathered. I want you to think about what the word gathered might mean. Gathered. Another word that I find interesting is stare. Okay, because it says here that all the animals stopped to stare at the funny duckling. So now I would move on to write down things that show my understanding of the word gathered and of the word stare. Okay, I know that gathered means to collect things, to bring them together. Okay, so it's telling us that Mother Duck gathered up her fluffy yellow ducklings. So she must have brought them all together and then told them to follow her. Okay. All right, boys and girls, we're going to stop there today. We will continue reading this throughout the week, okay? Now, it's your turn to complete your activity. I want you to open up to a new page in your workbook, and your title will be, just pop it up here. You can write it at the top of your page. Interesting words, okay? And today you are going to read a text. Now I'm going to give you a choice again. You can choose to read The Ugly Duckling that we have put on Teams for you, or you can choose a book from home of your choice, okay? I don't mind. Your activity is to open to a new page and you're going to find all the interesting words that you can, okay? Now, you can set your page up like I have and put your words in bubbles if you like. And I want you to write down things that show your understanding of those words. Write down things that help you understand what these words mean, okay? For example, I understand that crowded means there is not much room and when things or people are close together. Okay, boys and girls, remember to rule a margin if you can, and the date today is the 27th of April 2020. Don't forget to send your work through to me, and I'll see you later for writing. Bye, boys and girls.